Good morning. So, as I explained in the previous video, the concept of finding the consecutive numbers. So, in this lecture video, I'm going to explain how to write the program. So, we'll consider first two cases without using subroutine. So, later we'll consider how to write the subroutine for this. So, we understood the concept now. Now we'll see we use indirect addressing mode to access the numbers. So this is an array. Make R0 to point the start address of an array. Okay. Configure R0 to point start address of an array, and this is the corresponding program. Start with the org00h, as we are expecting first opcode byte should be at the address 00. Then to configure R0 to point start address, say move R0 comma hash 20h, means copy 20h into R0, and then we know get the number. So to get the number we use indirect addressing mode, that is move a comma at r0, move a comma at r0. So yeah, now a having 34 30. So we know the concept, increment it. So in the first iteration 34 is accessed. Increment it, and means increment a. Now a having 34, increment that, so it becomes 35. It becomes 35. And even, this has to be compared with the second number, no? So increment the pointer to point second number. So increment r0, so that pointer is pointing here, correct? So now we need to compare with this 56. 35, which is stored in a, has to be compared with the 56 that is pointed by r0. So for this comparison we use a simple subtraction instruction. If the result is 0, they are equal. If the result is not 0, they are not equal. So to do the subtraction, first we clear the carry, since our subtraction instruction is along with the borrow flag. So what we supposed to do, subtract a and the number pointed by r0. So that is why we use the instruction subba comma at r0, means subtract the content of a, sorry, subtract the content of location pointed by r0 from a. That means it performs a minus the number pointed by r0. That means a having 35 incremented value minus 56. So it performs 35 minus 56. Okay. Is they are equal? No. So how do you know they are equal? If the result is 0. If the result is 0. So we have an instruction jump on 0. Jump on 0. That means if the result of the previous operation A contains a 0, go to store. Jump on 0, they are consecutive number, go to store and store the addresses. If they are not equal, check whether it's the last address. Check whether it is a last address. How do you check? As you know, the last address is 40h. Okay. Check whether it is a last address. To check that, compare jump not equal r not comma hash 40. If they are not equal, go to back. If they are equal, so we searched all the numbers in an array, they are not found. Okay. If it is not the last address, go back. So here it is not a last address. Here it is not a last address because R0 is 41h and 21h, and the last address is 40. They are not equal. They are not equal means go back. Go back means what? Get the second number. Now any R0 is pointing to the location second number. So go back to get the number. Go back to get the number. Right? So now R0 is pointing to 21h. It contains 56. That is copied into A. And then this instruction executes, gets the now second number 56, and next instruction executes, increments, it becomes 57. Okay, and pointer is incremented to point next number, and then next three instruction performs comparison, clear and subtract. Now it performs the operation 57 minus 7. Again the result is not a 0, so it go back again, executes the first instruction, I mean from the back. So it gets the third number, that is 7b, increments, it becomes 7c, and then increment pointer, it points to the number 67, and then do the comparison process by subtracting 7c minus 67. Again they are not 0, again they are not 0, so it will go back again. So execute the first instruction from the back, that is get the number 67, increment it, it becomes 68, and increment the pointer, okay, and then do the comparison by subtraction instruction. So 68 minus 68, so now they are equal, okay, because result is 0. So jump on 0, it will come out of the loop. We stop the comparison process, it will come out of the loop. So it will go to store, it will go to store. There it sets the carry flag, set bit carry flag, and then R0 is pointing to the second address. R0 is pointing to the second address. Okay. That has to be stored at the last. So at the location 42H. So move 42H comma R0. And then previous address is 23. So decrement. So it is pointing to 23. That you copy into 41H. Okay. And control. Put a control. So this is how we come out of the loop and we store. If we find the consecutive numbers, if it doesn't have a consecutive numbers, it is keep repeating, and it is come out of the loop, this loop. Compare jump not equal, go back. If they are equal, it will come out. So if it is come out of this loop, then uh, it means it doesn't have consecutive numbers. So doesn't have consecutive numbers means clear the carry flag, and then go to sjump here. It come to control loop. Okay. This is end of the program. Is it clear now? So we'll write a program with the comments. So in exam, uh, we need to write a program with comments. So start with 0, get the number. Make R0 to point to the start address. So move R0 comma hash20h, that is start address, and get a number from an array. Increment the number, increment the pointer, uh, clear carry for subtraction instruction, subtract. If they are equal, go to store. If they are not equal, compare the address with the last. If they are not equal, go back to get the number, and then continuous. If it is come out of this loop, so clear C and go to sjump here. Here it comes here, and here you store the set the carry flag and store the addresses, and then come to control loop and enter. This is the program which finds first two internal RAM location between 20H and 40H. Now we'll see the same program using subroutine. So this is what the program will write now. And observe here which I have highlighted. These instructions are repeated. Right? These instructions are repeated until the result of subtraction is 0. The result of subtraction is 0. So we'll put these instruction as a separate program segment. And we keep calling that program segment. That program segment is called as subroutine. So we'll name the subroutine as compare. We'll see the program. Okay. Start address is copied to or not. Just call compare subroutine. I have named compare subroutine. Okay. So whenever this instruction executes, it will go to compare. It will come here. Right? And here we need to do the comparison. How do we do the comparison? First get the number, increment the number, increment the pointer, and compare with for comparison subtraction. So clear carry, do the subtraction and return. So do the subtraction and return. When it returns, okay, it returns with the result in A, and when it returns to main program, there you check whether the result is 0. Jump on 0, go to store. If it is 0, it will come to store. Okay. Here it set the carry flag, stores the addresses at the end of an array. Okay, this is the same concept. Right? Sjump here, go to control. Right? Store and go to control. If this is the control, if they are not equal, it executes the next instruction. There it check whether it is a last address. If it is last address, it will come out of the loop and set the carry flag to 0. If it is not last address, we need to continue the process of comparison. Means we need to call a call again and again. So go back to call a call a compare. Again it goes to here and you do the comparison, get the number, number, increment the pointer, do the comparison, come back. Again and again it calls. Okay. So we keep calling until we find the consecutive numbers. If it is not found, it is come out of this loop. So when it is come out of this loop, clear C, not found, and go to control S and say end. So now here, if you say end here, you will get an error. You will get an error because, as you know, end is an assembler directive. It tells the assembler it is the end of a program, but it is not an end of a program. This is the end of. So these instructions are ignored. These instructions are ignored. So after the end directive, if you write anything, that is ignored. So compare you are not written. As I said, all the subroutines must be within the main program. So end supposed to be come at the end of written instruction. So this is supposed to be end, not E. Okay. So this is about the program finding the consecutive numbers using subroutine. So I'll continue in the next video. Thank you.